What is up, Dynasty Leaguers? Welcome back into another one of my rookie draft videos. We're running through the 101 through the 112, and today's video is going to be on my 1.07 in one quarterback rookie leagues. If you've missed any of the previous 6 videos, I've already gone through 3 running backs and 3 wide receivers. I invite you to go back and check those ones out. But in this video, we're going to be covering one of the most explosive players in this draft, another wide receiver, and that is Purdue wide receiver Rondale Moore. So let's get going. So Rondale Moore is the current 1.08 in February ADP, and he can actually be found mostly in that 7 through 9 range. He's very much in a very tight group in that range. He went at 6, he went at 10 in a couple, but most of those are 7, 8, and 9 is where you can find Rondale Moore in one quarterback leagues. And then, of course, a few picks later than that in Superflex just because of the quarterbacks bumping over him. But that's a pretty solid draft pick, I think, for one of the most explosive wide receivers in this draft class, and a guy who analytically did some phenomenal things in his collegiate career. But before we get into that, let's dive first into his college stats, and we can look at his freshman 2018 season. And this season is absolutely insane for Rondale Moore. So he came in as an 18-year-old freshman to Purdue, played in the Big Ten, and was an immediate starter. Not just an immediate starter, an immediate playmaker. This guy was the dude. He had 114 receptions, 1,258 yards, and 12 touchdowns receiving. Also adding 21 rush attempts, 213 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns on the ground. And he was not done there. He also added an additional 662 return yards and 1 return touchdown on 33 total returns. So he was an absolute dynamic playmaker in all facets of the game. He actually broke 2 Purdue records in that year, one for most all-purpose yards in a single season and most all-purpose yards in a game, which that game was actually in week 1 against Northwestern. He had 109 receiving yards, 79 rushing yards, and 125 return yards. So 313 total yards. Oh, I did mention that was week 1. So if you think about it, that was his first career college game. He broke records in his first career college game, broke records in his freshman year, won the Paul Hornung Award for the nation's most versatile player, and he's doing this as an 18-year-old freshman in college in the Big Ten. This is absolutely insane. Rondale Moore was absolutely elite. He's an explosive, dynamic type of player. He's absolutely ridiculous in his 2018 season. Unfortunately, that was the best that we saw out of Rondale Moore for the remainder of his collegiate career. In his sophomore year, he did have 29 receptions, 387 yards, and 2 touchdowns in 4 games. He had a hamstring injury in week 4, and then he never returned to play for the remainder of that year. But in those 4 games was still very dynamic, still averaged over 7 receptions per game, almost 100 yards per game, and half a touchdown. Still very dynamic player, very, very solid. And that was also across from freshman in 2019, David Bell, who is going to be a top receiver in next year's class, and we'll get to him next year. But then we go into his junior year. This was 2020. COVID is happening. Big Ten's not deciding, if they're going to play or not. Like Rashad Bateman, Rondale Moore actually initially opted out in August of 2020. And then when the Big Ten decided to actually play again, he opted back in late September to play for Purdue. He came in 3 games, 35 receptions, 270 yards, and 0 touchdowns. That was in 3 games. So he averaged actually over 11, almost 12 receptions per game, and almost again another 100 yards per game in those 3 games. Once again, though, his hamstring injury flared up, and then he sat the remainder of the year and then decided just to completely opt out and go for the NFL draft. Looking at him analytically, Rondale Moore, 18-year-old breakout age at a 20% threshold. That was in his 2018 season. 18-year-old breakout age at a 30% threshold in that 2018 season. And that is an astronomically amazing number. 18-year-old breakout age at 30%. Most players, even the best players in the NFL, don't break out until their second or third year in college. And Rondale Moore did it in his freshman year at 18 years old at an amazing clip. He's the 18th Power 5 wide receiver since 2005 to have an 18-year-old 30% breakout age. Of those 18 players, 6 did not have a top 24 season. 6 of them had multiple top 24 seasons, and 5 of those 6 had top 12 seasons. So this is a very elite class to be a part of. This includes guys like Amari Cooper, Juju Smith-Schuster, Stephon Diggs, Calvin Johnson, Tyler Boyd, and T.Y. Hilton. It's a pretty solid class. There's duds in here as well. There's Dante Moncrief's in here, and there's Tajay Sharp's in here, and Austin Colley's, but it's a pretty phenomenal group to be a part of as an 18-year-old, 30% breakout age player in college. And if you're to filter that down even more, filter down those 18 Power 5 wide receivers to just first and second round picks, as Rondale Moore will be, there are only 2 players in that group who did not hit, and it was Mike Williams and Dwayne Jarrett, both of whom went to USC. So I don't know if there's a thing there with USC wide receivers, even though Juju is translated pretty nicely. Mike Williams and Dwayne Jarrett are the only 2 players in the Power 5 with a 30% breakout age drafted in the first 2 rounds who do not have a top 24 fantasy football season. But Rondale Moore now comes in and joins this elite group as a young breakout age player, a young stud. And really what that does and why we like to see young breakout age players in college is because if you think about it, he's an 18-year-old player, right? Freshly removed from high school. Think back to when you were 18 and you came into college. You're probably overwhelmed just by all the new, study work and college life and all that stuff. And he came in and he's competing against players who are not only older than him, but bigger and stronger, faster, have a more of a collegiate mindset. Everything about the players in the D-backs that he's playing up against, because they're 2-3 years older than him, and he dominated all of them. So what that's going to do is that tells us that he has the necessary skills and mindset to be able to translate to the NFL now, where he's going to come in as a 21-year-old wide receiver and have to play against veteran cornerbacks and defensive backs who are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years older than him, who are faster, stronger, bigger, and they have more of an NFL mindset. He did it in college, so there's reason to believe that he can do it in the NFL, especially early on, like a lot of these rookies that we've been seeing in the past couple of years. Based off of breakout age and his projected first-round draft capital, he has a 62+% chance of hitting in the NFL. That even includes if he were to slip into the second round, which I don't necessarily think that he does, but it's possible. But I see him more as a first-rounder, and we'll get into that whenever we get to his landing spots. To round out his analytical profile, he does have a 22.2% career dominator rating, which is the lowest of the wide receivers that I've talked about so far between Chase, Bateman, Smith, and now Rondale Moore. That's only because he missed so many games in his final 2 years, double-digit games that he missed, which is actually pretty impressive. A 22% dominator rating still. That's numbers that even players who played 3 or 4 years can't even attain, but he did it in 3 years while missing double-digit games over his final 2 years. And then finally, the major talking point for Rondale Moore is the fact that he is 5'9" and 180 pounds, at least according to sportsreference.com. That is going to be a major red flag to a lot of people because he's slightly undersized. He's not as tall as other wide receivers. You normally like to see your wide receivers closer to 6 foot. He's 5'9". You like to see your wide receivers at or above 200 pounds, if not like 210. He's 180. So I filtered down this database down to players that are between 5'8" and 5'10" and 175 and 185 pounds, just to kind of get a nice group of players all within his size range and possible outcomes whenever we get official Rondale Moore measurements from his pro day or from Exos. But that's at least the range that I went with. It's certainly not a death sentence for a wide receiver to come in at his height or similar to his height. There are players in this grouping like Tyler Lockett, T.Y. Hilton, Santana Moss, Steve Smith, that's Carolina Panthers and Baltimore Ravens, Steve Smith, and then most recently Deontay Johnson as well. There are definitely a handful of players on there that are very much undersized who did not have a good opportunity in the NFL. They either didn't get good draft capital, they were not early declares, they were 4th or 5th year players coming in age 22 or 23. That is not Rondale Moore's profile. They didn't have the production profile of Rondale Moore. All that stuff kind of bakes into, there's a lot of players in his size list that have a lot more against them than just the size that Rondale Moore doesn't. Rondale Moore has the production. He has the age and the fact that he's an early declare. He is going to have the draft capital necessary to come into the NFL and produce for a team at an early and elite level. So I'm not very much concerned with Rondale Moore and his ability to succeed at the NFL, especially if he goes to a team that could utilize his strengths and play to his strengths. If you think about a team like Andy Reid and the way that he utilizes Tyreek Hill, there's multiple teams where he can go to where offensive can kind of play to his strengths and not just ask him to be a straight go route runner and win a jump ball and 50-50. That's not Rondale Moore. That's not what we saw him do in college either. Dude is much more of a Tyreek Hill type prospect, and that is kind of what we just have to think of him as, and just kind of accept that is where we're at with Rondale Moore. So finally, we can get into where he could land in the NFL draft and which teams he could land with to have early NFL success. So I picked 3 teams in the late first round. These are all actually past pick 25 that I think that he could really succeed with. And the first is the New Orleans Saints at 28 overall. He could come in here, quarterback aside, not Drew Brees. If it's Taysom Hill, if it's Jameis Winston, if it's another quarterback, they still need wide receiver help. Right now, it's just Michael Thomas and it's Alvin Kamara out of the backfield. But Rondale Moore can come in as a solid wide receiver too. They still have Emmanuel Sanders, but he can definitely be cut to save some money. And the New Orleans Saints are heavily pressed against the cap right now. And so they can upgrade in both youth and speed off of Emmanuel Sanders as the wide receiver too. They just cut Jared Cook. And so there's a lot of opportunity for targets in that offense across from Michael Thomas. And Sean Payton is one of the coaches in the NFL who can play to Rondale Moore's strengths, draw up a game plan to get him touches in the open field, much like what he does for Alvin Kamara. He can do that for Rondale Moore. It would be an easy way for them to get quick and easy touches as an extension of the run game to be able to drive the ball downfield and not have to rely so much on Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara to move the ball effectively. And so I really like New Orleans Saints as a landing spot for Rondale Moore at pick 28. The second team is the pick right behind them, the Green Bay Packers at 29 overall. And basically the Green Bay Packers, I said this in a previous video, but the mantra for them is getting more weapons for Aaron Rodgers and getting somebody else that they can rely on past Davante Adams. Adams is a beast. He's absolutely amazing. But if they can get some speed on that offense and to get another player who's extremely versatile across from Adams and somebody that they can rely on to not drop the ball, Marquez Valdes-Scantling and Allen Lazard were both in the top 6 in drop percentage last year. Aaron Rodgers could definitely use another weapon, and Rondale Moore could be that weapon. And again, LaFleur is that type of coach to be able to draw up and game plan and scheme for Rondale Moore to get touches and play to his strengths. So again, another team that has an opportunity and a hole for a wide receiver to come in, a speed wide receiver, and an offense and creative enough coach that he can game plan and get strategic and creative touches to play to his strengths. Green Bay Packers at pick 29. Then finally, we have, and you're not going to like this because it's really going to be insane if this happens, the Kansas City Chiefs at pick 31 overall, giving Patrick Mahomes another speedster weapon. And I literally just compared Rondale Moore to a Tyreek Hill type of player. And who better than Andy Reid to know what to do with a Rondale Moore type player than what he's already been doing with Tyreek Hill. Sammy Watkins is a free agent right now. Demarcus Robinson is a free agent right now. I know a lot of people are really high on Mecole Hardman, but he hasn't been it. And he's been primarily a backup to Tyreek Hill. Even when Sammy Watkins is down, it was not Mecole Hardman to come in and take away touches from Demarcus Robinson. It was Demarcus Robinson. And so giving Rondale Moore an opportunity in that Chiefs offense with Andy Reid, just another weapon for Patrick Mahomes to throw to. Like, it would be a very perfect marriage in terms of opportunity, situation, offense, quarterback. It would be so fantastic for Rondale Moore. And that honestly could be one of those landing spots, especially if they don't re-sign anybody else, that Rondale Moore could see a bump in his draft price in rookie drafts, to be kind of like what we saw with Clyde Edwards-Helaire last year. But it would be that type of a landing spot and situation for a wide receiver to go in. That would be a perfect marriage, and he could actually ascend up rookie draft boards. And it would be fantastic for Rondale Moore to go to the Kansas City Chiefs at 31 overall. So with that all being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. I have greatly appreciated all of the feedback and compliments that I have received in the comments section about this rookie series and these profile videos. I've absolutely loved doing them for you guys, and I can't wait to continue on down through the 112, then talk about some of these second round players, and then eventually hit on the quarterbacks for your Superflex drafts, and just kind of round out all of these rookie profiles as we continue to do more mock drafts, more rookie content, more trades, and all that stuff on the DLF YouTube channel. So if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Subscribe, ring that notifications bell, like this video, and that all being said, thank you guys so much. We'll catch y'all later.